case study part. This is from Piedmont Composites. I believe I said that right. Piedmont Composites, I think. And this is an index 5-axis. This is the big machine that we showed you in the picture on the slide earlier. This machine is like 12 feet long. I think it's like 8 feet wide. And I think it's like 6 or 7 feet tall, the envelope. So this is a core mold. Let's just look at the part itself. So the response time is not that good. So this is a core mold. Looks like I lost my cursor too. This is a core mold. It's used to lay up fiberglass composite layups. It's a baptistery basin, like in a church where you get baptized. This is the pool with the basin that's used in that setup inside the church. So basically what they're doing is they're using index machining operations. If you look at the triad here, you'll see that the Z is pointing in this direction. So for this operation, we're doing horizontal roughing in this axis. Okay, so we're doing horizontal roughing based on that orientation. Then we're doing the other side, the Z axis in this orientation now. And then we're doing some parallel finishing on this side, back over to the orientation is in this direction. This is basic. So what's happening here in index 5-axis, what you're doing, you're indexing the orientation or the construction plan, not construction plane, but the work coordinate system, the machine coordinate system. You're orienting that based on how you want the tool spindle to be oriented. Okay, so we're orienting it, okay, using the setup, and then we're using a standard 3-axis parallel finishing in that fixed orientation. So you'll see that the finishing operation is going along the 0 direction, the Z axis, as we mentioned. It's just going back and forth on the part with the spindle in this orientation. So we got a number of finishing operations for the other side, for the back, and for the top side. So that's indexed 5-axis, where you're indexing the machine coordinate system, you're locking the spindle in that Z-axis orientation, and you're moving it in X and Y and Z, but it's fixed in that orientation.
We're done with time. Anything else you want to do? Some post-processing or talk a little bit about that?
Okay. And for post-processing here, I just picked it post. We have 2 types of post. Legacy, meaning this is the standard post-processing that everyone gets, okay? We call it legacy only because we added a new Python programmable post option. That was a couple of versions back, where you want to talk about that, Joe? You can take a moment to talk about the Python post.
Yeah, so the Python post is basically a completely new architecture that we implemented. It was actually implemented in 2025, but we've enhanced it in 2026 quite a bit. And it's pretty powerful. It's event-driven. So, and because of the power of Python programming language, we can do lots of interesting things in the post. So we're pretty confident we can handle pretty much any machine out there in the field right now. So it's an interesting area that we worked on, and moving forward, that is the area that we will be focusing most of our resources on. So you'll see more posts coming, more Python posts being developed from our end.
Okay, and also, what do the users do if they have or they run into problems and they think they might need it?
Yeah, so Python posts are obviously complicated. The legacy posts are macro driven. So, excuse me, we have a post processor generator that's bundled with the product. Users can use it if they are familiar, if they're comfortable, they can use it and set up their own posts. But if you need any additional help on the post processors, we can. If it's something simple, we can do it as part of your support maintenance agreement. But if it's something that we need to really get in and start a project, it'll be a separate cost item. Our sales department can give you the information regarding the costs, and it'll depend on the machine complexity that you have. So you can talk to us about that.
Okay, what I did there is I just selected, I had the legacy post. This is the macro driven post, our post process generator. I just picked edit next to Haas. And this is the post process generator. So you have, as Joe mentioned, it's macro driven. You have all these macros in there for different types of areas of the code. For instance, a tool change, you got macros for, you know, how is the G code going to be formatted when it does a tool change, et cetera. And you can work through all of these operation types, all kinds of drilling cycles, boring, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna send you a recording of the video probably tomorrow, or maybe even this afternoon, but probably tomorrow. And you can watch it then. And if you got any questions, you can send us an email to support@mecsoft.com, and we'll obviously answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next
Thanks,
time.
everyone.
Bye.